notice how much Brooks just absolutely ripped off the Nike swoosh. You know that's just like a like backwards, like upside down swoosh, right? Bro, how original. It's kind of sad. I never noticed how ripped off Brooks were for Nike. Anyways. So, just the Core, Triarii Fitness, we're back. We're doing our second series of the kind of intermediate workouts now for total body. Again, this is something we do multiple times a week. You can do slight variations if you just follow the kind of template we have set up as far as what muscle groups we're really doing. Change the exercises slightly, and then you can kind of flow through your own total body. That way you have something to do multiple times a week. So, first thing we're doing is going to be a split squat, dumbbell curl to overhead press. So, with that said, nice kind of balance in line with what we talked about in the last series. If you haven't watched it, go back, watch our beginner kind of intro, because I'm going to glaze over a lot of the kind of instruction on this one, the things that are the same. So you need to watch the beginner stuff first before you can move on to intermediate. As said, so split squat, curl on the way up into overhead press. All right, so for these, make sure we choose a weight that we can do probably about 6 of these on each side for the overhead press and curl. So we're doing 6, then we're going to switch legs, do the other side. The leg exercise is kind of supplemental to the curl and overhead press. That's our main focus on this. The legs will hit later in the circuit more. All right, right after those, we are doing eccentric push-ups. So eccentric just means we're going slow on the way down. So with the eccentric side of it, nice form push-ups. I'm gonna do core squeezed, glute squeezed, nice straight, and I'm counting to 3 on the way down. So 1, 2, 3, normal press. And as soon as I get done those, so we're going from chest right into our back. I'm doing bent dumbbell rows. With these, I'm gonna add an isometric side of it too. So I'm gonna actually hold on the iso and do one arm at a time. Really make sure when we're doing this, we're not using so much of our biceps. I'm not doing like a curl this way. I'm pulling my back and actually getting good activation. Whew. All right, that's gonna be the first circuit. 3 rounds of that, moving on to circuit 2. All right, second circuit. We are doing dumbbell chest press, laying on the bench. First video, we did these on the back on the ground, so stepping up a little bit, doing on the back, on the bench. Really pay attention to your shoulders. I'm trying to glue my shoulder blades to this bench as much as I possibly can. Same thing, I shouldn't feel like my spine in between my shoulder blades is actually touching this bench. So, leaning back. First thing, I always get set with my arms up first, and then I do this little kind of rotation and glue both shoulders, and you'll notice my core wants to pop up first thing. From there, I squeeze my core and kind of drive my lower back into the ground. So I got my shoulders pinching the bench, and I got my core being squeezed and my lower back driving into the seat of the bench. From there, nice, good presses. Okay, as soon as we get done with those, we're doing something awful. We're doing plank up downs, and they are about as awful as you can think because we're combining up downs and planks. I'm starting on an incline. You can do these on the floor. I'm just being super lazy today. So nice, good form in our plank. We're switching to one hand, doing a little bit of a push up, switching the other hand, coming back down the same way. We're gonna do 5 on each side. When I do this, I don't want to, it's not letting my core go and swinging that completely defeats the purpose. It's a nice, slow back, core, everything perfectly straight. And then we'll switch sides after 5. Same thing. Whatever arm you come up with, go down with the same arm. Okay. After those, we're doing a split stance dumbbell row, so no support. This will engage the core a little bit, make sure we're kind of nice even stance, leaned over a little bit, shoulder back. If you're more advanced, you can let that shoulder dip some. For today, intermediate, we're just gonna keep the shoulder back and just row. And for the last exercise, because we can't forget our legs, something truly awful. This is why we're getting into the intermediate side of it. We're doing single leg squat sits. So it's about as awful as it sounds. Standing on one leg, if you need to, you can hold weights like a goblet. All we're doing here, sitting, touching, coming up, and we're not gonna put our foot back down. And my sit's really just kind of a touch. I'm not unloading all my weight. I'm still holding my body weight up. Eight to 12, then we'll switch legs to the other side. All right, that's the end of the second circuit. We got a little bit more to do in this third circuit. We're gonna incorporate some arms because we haven't really isolated those, and I like doing arms, so that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna do is bar curls. Normally I would be nice and not use the squat rack for the curls, but because we're doing 3 different exercises with this bar, I think it'll be okay. And technically I'm not in the squat rack, so guys, don't do curls in the squat rack, just don't. So make sure you step away. So nice, good bar curls. I'm keeping my elbows down. I'm not slinging my weight up. Nice, good form, nice, good control on these. And if you see yourself in the mirror, rounding your shoulders, it's too heavy. Just go lighter weight. And then as soon as we get done with these, we gotta add some weight to it, and we're gonna go right into our bent bar rows. All right, so we just did the bar curls. We are going right into bent bar rows. A couple of things real quick before we start. There's multiple ways you can do it. You can do a palm up grip for these bent rows. You can do palm down grip for the rows. You can do alternating grip, which gives you a little bit more stability. Or you can just use straps, which will definitely keep you from using the biceps. It'll make you use a little bit more of your back, which I tend to like. That's why I always wear straps. For this, because we just did the bar curls, we're doing a palm over grip and really trying to pull nice and wide. You might find because we just did curls, you have to drop weight, but it is what it is. Make sure we squeeze our core on these, keep our back nice and flat so we're not putting so much pressure on lumbar spine. And let's go ahead and do some rows.
I've been drinking, I'm driving my texting and speeding, I swear that I ain't going home. If you're home on my phone, it won't leave me alone. I'm like Steve, I'm like Coke and Patron. I'm on that Coke and Patron, 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 Coke and Patron. I've been drinking, I'm driving my texting and speeding, I swear.
All right, so third one we're gonna do, right after we did our bicep curls and we did our bent bar rows, we're going right into a tricep extensions. Good stance, make sure we're squeezing our core. I wanna squeeze that glute and my core to keep my spine nice and straight. Then I'm doing overhead tricep extensions with the rope. Make sure we're actually squeezing triceps. Focus on what you're actually working. Don't just fling your arms out. Squeeze the triceps, activate the right muscle. All right, after going with those, we're flowing. Thanks, bud. We're flowing right into our front squats with the bar. you can either hold this kind of like the power clean grip. God, it's hard to say. Power clean grip. So you can either hold it that way if you have the wrist mobility, or you can let it sit right on top of the delts and kind of keep your arms up to keep the bar from rolling off. When I get too heavy, I tend to go to that power clean grip. But for here on the lighter weight, we're just gonna let it sit on top of the delts. So front squats.
I've been drinking on driving while taking the speed, and I swear that I ain't going home. I've been hiding my soul, no eyes on my scope. So I'm hiding your hopes and inviting your hope. Talking but drunk, talking but drunk, talking but drunk, talking but drunk, talking but drunk. I've been hiding my soul, no eyes on my scope. So I'm hiding your hopes and inviting your hope. I hold the control. All the Goga Patron, I'm on Goga Patron on at 10 in the morning. I might fuck a record, drink all of this shit. Smoking those on them with codeine inside.
That felt awful. People say it's fine, but it's really not fine. I mean, he's like, no, it's cool, man. But he's probably going right there and like complaining, like, no, it's, hey, it's fine. Like, is it? Like, is it fine? I'm gonna get shot later in the parking lot. All right, outro. I would like to close this video somehow with words, elegantly and with finesse. All right, guys, that's gonna conclude our intermediate total body workout. Be sure to hit that bell icon for to subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications. That way you can see the next video we have coming out is the more advanced. I'd be really interested for some of y'all to try it and leave feedback as far as how it went. We're gonna do a lot more balance and a lot more stability integration into the advanced side of it. So the intermediate, I feel like, is kind of a baseline, what everybody's already doing. A lot of the exercises are kind of standard. So this advanced side that we have coming out next week is really gonna be kind of challenging for a lot of people. So like I said, hit the like button, it helps out more than y'all know. Hit the bell icon to get notifications, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
I've been drinking, I'm driving while texting the speed, and I swear that I ain't going